Oh, I should send out a Discord notification. I forgot to do that. I'm great. I'm great. How are you guys
You're
doing?
awesome.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Vibing. I'm doing great.
Beautiful.
Love it. Robbin is nearly invisible.
I am a little bit, but it's okay.
Also, I don't know why, but my Discord reactive images is just giving me my browser source.
Oh?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh great. I don't know how to fix this. Which
Ha
is
ha
also
ha.
funny.
I'm not
I
the only one
noticed...
having issues. Sorry. Continue.
Well, no, I just noticed that for our Thursday streams, at least, it still says Heck Boy on my
What?
reactive image.
That's wild. I haven't been
Yeah, I
Heck
don't know if
Boy
I
in
tried...
so long.
I know. And that's why I'm like, oh. Interesting.
Okay. I'm all ready. Are you guys all ready?
I will be
Yes.
after maybe a few more minutes of us playing and doing the intro, so it'll be fine.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so welcome everybody. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Probably should pronounce it correctly. Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's go.
Should I introduce what Dungeons and Dragons is?
If you'd like.
Next to me, we look so cool together.
Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game from like 1950 made by a dude named Gary. And
I'm sorry, that's the funniest name.
it's Gary Gygax, I think, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's and then it's just evolved over time, and it's like a lot of people play it now. So do it. All it did. Okay, honestly, here's my intro for what Dungeons and Dragons is. It's collaborative storytelling, and if that doesn't sell you, then basically I am the video game cartridge. Dungeons and Dragons is the console, and you guys are the players. So.
Oh, that's a really cool way to explain it. Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about Dungeons and Dragons. That's my yeah. Yeah. So should I just get started? I'll just start on the intro. So, we see off in the horizon a beautiful cityscape of fantasy, sort of steampunky mixture sort of style. And it's a peaceful night as we see a couple of people hopping from top of buildings to top of buildings. And then we see them dive down into an alleyway, duck down there. The moon slightly glinting and showing the eyes of... I forgot what race this person was. Oh crap, what was it? Sorry. The eyes of a Kenku. That's right, you're not the only one, Rowan. As these bird eyes glint in the light, they duck further into the alleyway and stop at a certain spot. They knock on the bricks, and the door opens. Inside are 4 people who do not know exactly why they are here, except that they were given an offer for something that would be, or for an amount of money that might be life-changing. And so let's just go in order as you guys described yourselves. And I know we have your lovely pictures done by Rowan on screen for people who are in the audience, but you guys are welcome to describe yourselves. Describe your characters. D&D Pog, that is true. Thank you for the follow, Mind Beast.
Do you want to go?
Probably shouldn't be reading off follow alerts and stuff as God.
He's aware of that. It's fine.
If they're here alive, then they're special.
Exactly.
That's true. Do you? I can go first.
Yeah, whoever wants to go first, go first.
Okay. Well, yeah, it makes a lot of sense that I would be here because I follow the money. Definitely, if you pay me enough, I'll do kind of anything for you. But I'm assuming that this has something to do with slaying of monsters and beasts of all kinds, since that is my focus, that is my trade, and so that's just about all that I'll say at the moment. My name's Elivor, by the way, but yeah, I'm a mercenary. I'm a monster hunter, if you will.
Nice.
Cool.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. You hear from the skies, welcome, welcome.
Thank God, thank you.
Who wants to go next?
Sorry, I thought they were going next.
Oh, who would?
I don't know, never.
I'm just gonna roll a die. Whoever it lands on goes next. Alright, it landed on you, Mush.
Alright. Well, you know, all I'm willing to say, I'm kind of just here. My name's Leo. Can't wait to... This doesn't look good for us already, so... That's all I'm gonna say.
Love the attitude. Slay.
Alright. So, next up is Jessica.
Oh, hello. I'm Gigi. I mix things, and it's kind of fun. But I don't-
Buggers.
Yeah.
Make a little, just mix things, like make some food and stuff.
Oh, I mean like chemicals, you know.
Oh,
Nothing of the mind altering. Just you know, the putting people to sleep
The
nature.
like drugs.
Yeah, you
Nah,
make
nah.
drugs.
Nah,
You're a
nah,
drug
nah.
dealer.
Yes, you're a drug dealer.
It's okay, we don't judge around here.
Yeah, no. I killed.
Oh my goodness, why did someone have to drive by with a motorcycle right when I opened my window and this is what the world gives me?
Hey, we love it like that here.
That's true. We don't. Nothing wrong with motorcycles, I guess. Just driving it right by my.
Yeah, you know what? Canonically, this is steampunk. I've got a Vespa.
You got a Vespa?
No, it's not with me right now, but trust me, back home, I got a Vespa.
I love that so much for you.
Trust me on that. I own a Vespa, and I'm cool with that.
So
Yeah,
is anyone
that-
gonna address the fact that there's just a bird standing there and we're not gonna...
Yeah, that bird. How big is this bird? Sorry, my eyesight's not very good. I just want to make sure.
And two are people-sized.
Oh, that's horrifying. Can we please address the bird in the room? Can we talk about this?
You say as you say that, the Kenku and the other hooded figure open. The wall opens up, and the Kenku and the other hooded figure are on the other side. So now there's two birds.
Oh God.
I love that
If
for
that's
us.
the explanation we get, I only have more questions. I
Yeah.
have more questions.
Do they speak? Hello?
They just look at you like, of course I speak. Okay, listen. I am part of the local rogues guild. We're not going to give you any more information beyond that, but we have some information on a local bank that needs to have their load lightened, you know? There's only one thing that we really need out of there, and it is in the vault, and it is an orb that is metallic, and that's all it should look like. It might be in a box, like a little tiny treasure box maybe, but and the orb itself is going to be about palm sized. But where are my manners? I'm so sorry, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Zaxby, and this is my partner. I forgot to name the partner.
Robert.
I am really out of... Okay, so I'll be honest, I didn't name most of the NPCs because I have a little name generator reward in my channel. Oh wait, no, I turned it off. Oh crap.
Oh
So if anyone has names for characters in the chat, you're more than welcome to. I guess I'm just gonna leave that off though. Welcome to
Just name 'em
Scream
Robbin.
names. Robin? It's me, Robin.
I had to. It's a bird creature, right?
Wait, no, they're referring to the
other
other
one.
person,
The
the
other- oh,
hooded
the other
figure.
one, okay.
The hooded
My
figure.
friend is named Robin, but I am the bird. Therefore,
Okay,
it's a little
hold up.
confusing when you try to talk to us.
Sorry, I'm a visual person sometimes. This is one of those moments.
You said
Okay.
that we were all called here together. Are we just chilling in a room? Or are we waiting for somebody?
Yeah, you guys were just kind of chilling in the room together. I don't know. How did you guys were all called? You guys were all called in by a letter saying those things, and you guys came. And the other hooded figure rolls back the hood to reveal that they are frog folk. They're like, their name is Robin. There you go. I made self-insert character.
This just gets worse. This gets worse.
We got Kenku and frog folk.
So, we're basically here because a bird and a frog want us to get a ball from a vault.
Is it for a dog?
When you put it that way, it definitely sounds a bit more ridiculous. But the thing is,
Enough, this isn't the craziest job I've ever had. You know.
lovely. Well, that's good to hear. This should be a walk in the park for
yeah,
you
this is
then.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Yeah. So basically, that's the only thing that we want from this vault. Everything else is your guys's. Once you get in there, it should be easy to take anything else. And yeah, you'll walk away super rich.
Amazing.
Any questions? Oh.
Super rich. I'm on the board.
Oh, and also, and they throw out 3 pieces of paper. And I sent it to the group chat.
Yes. Ooh, okay.
These are the plans for the bank. So, the very bottom one, they point out the very bottom one. It's not visible on screen for me right now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you should drag him on the screen.
Yeah.
What were we getting from the bank? I wasn't paying attention.
A ball.
Also, you haven't introduced yourself either.
Yeah, but you didn't call my name. I was just waiting here. Like...
Well, well, since I called everyone else, I paused for a bit so that you could just go. I figured I didn't need to call your name.
Many silences that you could have.
Yeah.
On my character sheet.
Dating by the bird to just stay silent.
Hello, am Kenko. Name Bunby. Much
Hello.
nice to meet you.
That's horrifying.
Rude.
Okay, side note. I want to step back for a second. You guys realize that Kenku are like an existing race here in this world? You guys would be familiar with
You're
Kenku.
just being incredibly
we're just being
racist. To
racist.
this.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that you guys were just being racist.
Hey, to be
You see
fair,
like an
I
Asian
think
person
a
come
lot
into the
of
room and you're
people
like,
wouldn't
that's
have,
horrifying.
we wouldn't have seen if they're not well traveled.
Yeah.
I am, however, so then I have no explanation. I'm mostly just surprised.
I'm just very confused.
I think it's more threatening that you sat in the room for the last 20 minutes without speaking. I think that's the more threatening thing.
Well, none of you guys did. Listen, I was
I do nothing but talk.
I was implying that you guys just like I guess I didn't really imply it very well, but I was kind of thinking that you guys had been chatting beforehand, and then I was like doing like a meta introduction, but this works too.
I've just been sitting in my corner mixing liquids between 2 beaker bottles.
Comforting to know.
It is also horrifying.
Yeah, that one I feel like is valid to be horrifying.
He goes over to
Yeah, okay, good, I'm
Gigi.
glad.
Go
He goes
out
over
of
to
it.
Gigi and just pulls out like 10 more bottles of random colored liquid and sets them in front of you and is like 2 gold each.
Done. Wait, I have 10 gold.
Are you just gonna spend all your money right now?
Yes.
I guess there's no other reason, nothing else you need money for. you're about to go get rich.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Was.
yeah,
Do
they
you buy my?
Wait, how many? What colors?
I have 10, and they're like assorted colors, so you can just kind of choose what colors you would like.
Can we do 1 gold each?
Deal.
All right. From my pouch containing 10 gold, I give to Quinby, and I receive. You just have
Good.
10.
Good business with you.
Yes. And then I start mixing them all. I taste a few.
Yeah. You want to know what they are? They're just like random liquids filled with food coloring.
it's just colorful water.
I have 25 gold now.
Amazing.
I can't believe that worked.
Do you say that?
Gigi doesn't
No.
care. She continues mixing them with everything. Pretty soon they're all just black.
I'm over here and it's like, I'm looking at my inventory and it's like, tools with the con of your choice. 10 stoppered bottles filled with colored liquid. And I was like, I wonder, can I con these off to my own teammate?
The answer was yes.
The answer was yes, indeed.
Okay, so of the 3 maps that are laid out in front of you, they gesture at them. First gesturing at the one that is square-shaped, just square-shaped. That's the layout for the roof. There should be some guards up there as well, just keeping an eye on things, you know, making sure, like, bird people don't go flying up there and try to, you know, sneak in there, you know?
No good.
Yeah.
Who no fly.
Well, Eric Hawkra can fly, but that's a whole other thing. Anyways, and you could also try to climb up there, but you still need to keep in mind the guards. The second map, with the one with the circular entrance, that is the main floor plan. In that circular entrance, there are 2 guards that just are going to be there most of the time, and there are a couple of patrol guards across the rest of the building, and that third one, the one with the hexagonal spot, that is the vault. Now, we don't know exactly what the plans are of anything below this, if there are. As you can see by the hexagonal spot, that there are stairs leading down. But we do not know the layout of anything below there. That said, these are the plans for everything. You guys are more than welcome to go check out the place and just kind of do some casing of your own, but we just stopped by and acquired these just recently and thought that it might be useful for you guys.
Interesting. All right. Well, thank you. And we have to do the job all together? That
Are
Is that a
you
requirement?
are you planning on taking
asking.
down the place on your own?
No, I was just asking.
I mean, I suppose you don't have to do it together. It's just, honestly, as long as we get the orb, we could not be any more pleased. Now, if you guys tried to take the orb for yourselves,
That was my next question.
that is not going to end up very, very good for you. You see, we kind of have eyes all over the place, and so...
Okay, why can't you get your orb on your own then?
Yeah, that's a good
What do
question.
you need us for?
So the politics of the thieving world are something that I don't especially want to get into too much, but basically, we technically are not supposed to be going to this bank.
I did assume so, yeah.
Yeah. Amongst other thieves. I mean, obviously, we don't care much for the law and stuff, and the royalty.
Bank in rival territory?
That's a way to put it. That's a way to put it. Also, like, you know, we're allowed to exist under a certain amount under the royalty of this area, but doing this one ourselves might get us in a little bit of hot water with the royalty of this area.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So we outsourced instead.
makes
All right,
sense.
sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm
I'm
following
still-
so far.
Not convinced that. What is the ball? And if we keep it, let's say we keep it, okay? Let's go crazy, go stupid, and say
Let's
we
go
keep
crazy.
it.
Well, you
What
see,
happens?
we're gonna kill you if you try to keep it. I don't. I was trying to be a little bit more subtle about it, but yeah, we're gonna just kill you and take it from you.
Fair enough. Appreciate the honesty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just we try not to kill here in our organization though. So we have proudly only had to kill about a dozen or two people in our history. Yeah. But we try not to, you know. I'm not even, and as far as what the orb does, I'm not even the one that's in charge of this place. I'm just a representative, you know. I'm just the messenger. I don't really know what it does. I just know that I have pretty strict
don't know what
orders
it
to make
does.
sure you guys do it.
Interesting. So you don't even know what you're fighting for at this point.
Oh well, no. Except, you know, my job, but
Right. Must
enough.
be a pretty important job for you to do this with no further information, huh?
the pay's pretty good, and it beats working in the office. And they pull up a chair and kick up their feet on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Robin is just silently standing in the corner because I haven't had them talk yet. Yeah, they're just.
The frog.
Trouble, or, you know.
Robin is just sitting there watching the entrance and just keeping an eye on things. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Merc.
No, just is your boss annoying, or do you like your job?
No. He's fantastic. He's honestly best boss I've ever had. Absolute best.
Really? Just very secretive with the information.
Say that or die.
No. And they do laugh at that a little bit, but no.
Question.
Yeah.
Is orb safe to touch? What size is orb?
The orb is about the size of the palm of your hand. Just should be able to. They make a gesture for a size of like a round thing in their hands, and it's about the size of like a softball. And
So
then
it is for a dog.
no, it is not for a dog. They are a little quiet. Oh, I forgot to turn your guys' audio up.
Wow!
'Cause I did the
no.
same thing as you, Jessica. I had audio down for playing games. It's okay.
That's
It's fine.
okay.
For the best of us, it's a streamer moment.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, what was I saying?
The size of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the size of a softball. And no, we're not getting it for a dog. It is a metal orb, metallic orb. So probably wouldn't be good for fetch.
Not for a normal dog, but a robot dog. I see right through you.
I cannot discuss what my employer any details about them. And whether or
Right.
not they're dogness or not dogness.
Well, that sounds good to me then. I think we get right on it and we head out and case the joint. Sounds good. Anyone reject that idea? Vibes,
No
all right,
objections
let's
here.
go.
Much
Woo!
agree.
All
Let's
right.
go. Well then, in that case, I can grab the plans off the table and head out the door, not really caring if people follow behind me or not.
There's one more thing before you guys go. Me and my associate, we can acquire one piece of information before you guys go, and so I want a general consensus before we try to attempt this. It's going to take too much time in the time that we need this done. It's going to take too much time for us to try to acquire all three of these pieces of information, but we can acquire one. It might be helpful.
All right.
So we can either acquire what the general guard patterns are. We can also try to see what is scheduled in the future, if there's anything that might be helpful in that regard. And we can also, or we can try to acquire information about the inner sanctum, the inner vault area, if you'd like.
I mean,
So
the
the-
guard
Yeah.
information sounds really helpful.
Yeah,
I
are we planning on
agree.
just killing the
Think
guards, or are we
it's-
just trying to like sneak past
Ooh,
them?
no, yeah, I will always try and go for an option where we don't.
All right,
Yeah.
pacifist run. Let's do
Vote
this.
for Vault.
You vote. So 1 vote for Vault and 2 people voting for the guard patterns.
Yeah, I think guard patterns would be the best.
What about you, Leo?
Leo kind of looks at himself, and then, well, guards kind of want to know, where they're going. I would rather just trying to figure out how we can talk our way in rather than kill our way in.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. We love it when people do not murder. It tends to not be very good for business, you know? So yeah, fantastic. We'll work right on it. By the time you guys are done, are just about ready, I'm sure that we can meet up. We'll find you. We'll find you, and we will give you the guard information.
Sweet. All right. So in that case, I'm allowed to leave now.
Oh, of course, of course.
All
And
right,
the
then
wall
I will
opens
head out
up.
the door.
Sort of like
I follow
Diagon Alley
behind.
style.
Lovely.
All right, sweet. So you guys head over to the bank, or is there anything else you guys want to do?
Well, I mean, I'm headed out. It feels like everyone else here is kind of a little iffy on this journey, so I'm not really interested in waiting around for other people to decide if they're down for this, you know. I'm gonna jump right on it. If you guys want to join me, you can.
I'm standing next to you, ready to go as well. Just being like,
Alright, good, good.
this person sounds the most experienced. I'm following them.
So I'm kind of just looking at the bird, trying to understand.
Yeah.
You have to explain that
Which
non-canonically.
bird? You can't just say the
It's
bird.
gone! The other one is gone, right? They
Yeah, I
said they
guess you guys
left.
went out in the alley, so yeah, I guess probably the wall sealed off.
I wanted to try to explain that he's never seen one before, even though it's a thing. So okay, but he just follows silently.
Just trying to think of
Yeah,
the
Leo,
words to.
I'm trying to figure
I'm
out.
not sure exactly how I'm feeling about Leo right now, and I'm kind of talking a little bit quieter because you know Leo's pulling at the back of the group, and I'm kind of muttering mostly to myself. I can't really tell if you're gonna be a problem this trip or not.
You literally did not hear. He's just still looking at the bird.
So
I
we're
go
going
back and
straight to the bank.
It sounds like
We're
it, yeah.
not.
So
I go back to Leo and I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. And kind of give him a push forward.
like a friendly push, or I'm assuming.
Yeah, friendly push.
How,
I'd like to
how strong
emphasize
is
that
Gigi?
Gigi is a goblin, so Gigi is probably about half your height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
very
Quick question for
small and
everyone: how
weak.
tall are each of your guys' characters?
Wait, let me
Just for
I
the
have
group
my notes
photo.
down. Let me-
And Ku are about 5 feet tall.
I rejected what the half elf height actually was because I wanted to be really tall. So I'm pretty sure I put 6'7" because I'm
Nice.
very tall.
You're just a very
The
tall,
tallest.
you're a very tall human half as well, and they just
Well,
kind of
yeah,
added together.
I'm half elf. I never said that I was half human. That's just the option that's there.
Gotcha.
Leo's 5'9".
I'd say Gigi's about like 4'2".
So we've
Is
got
that
a
tall for a
pretty
goblin
like
or is that short?
I think that's
that seems a little bit tall for a goblin, but that's okay.
Okay, let's do like 3'5" then.
I'm gonna
Is
look
that-
at the goblin character sheet.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have
Yeah,
the goblins information in front of me.
3'5" should probably be fine. And also, it doesn't matter what the character stuff is because I am the god of this world. If I say goblins can be
also,
3'5",
the newest
they're 3'5"
D&D
now.
thing basically was like, you could be anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Goblins are about 3 to 4 feet tall anyways, but because
Okay.
they have a size small, and so once you get above like 4 feet, you become medium.
Okay. Well, I want to keep it small, so we're gonna just do 3'5". Average goblin.
Nice. Just
Yeah,
your
well-
average little goblin.
Just
Um,
the average goblin. You know.
All right.
Cuddling around in a blanket.
Okay, so Leo just got pushed by a goblin. That's what
Yes.
we're getting. But like, is it like a He is really weak. Like, generally, that's like one of the big things. So, does he
Well,
stumble a little bit? Like,
Probably not, because my goblin also has a -1 to like strength. So like it's probably you
If
just
you guys
feel some
want, you could
pressure
roll
on your
against it.
back.
You can knock out his
Sure.
knees.
Roll it.
Yeah, both of you guys roll a
Alright.
d20 and add your strength saving throw to it.
Saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. I got a 2, so 2 minus 1 is a 1.
I got a 4 minus 2, which is 2.
Oh my god, you guys.
You guys are so small.
Okay. So you try to push Mush, or Leo, sorry. You try to push Leo, and you kind of instead smack them, but even the smack's not a very good smack. It's like a gentle little pat. Like, on the back of their back, and so and Leo still somehow goes flying and lands on the ground face down.
No, I thought Leo succeeded because Leo had a 2.
Yeah, Leo
and-
did
That's
better
true.
than-
You know what? That is true. You did succeed. So Leo, you didn't even. So yeah,
It didn't even flinch.
A little
Didn't even
bit.
flinch.
He
It is
also
it's
did,
just
I
a
guess.
tiny little shove, exactly like what you're talking about.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. You know what? Yeah, you did a tiny little shove. That works. Yeah.
Quinby turns back and is like, "Don't worry, I can get through guards."
What do you mean by that?
Big strong. I'm
Well,
guessing.
I'm hoping that we can not have to resort to that, which is why.
No,
I think
no,
that
no, no
our-
violence. No violence.
Well, okay. Are we also gonna shoot for not knowing that we're here? Is that a good plan? I'm not wanting to run into this head first. Perfect crime would mean they never know it happened.
Yeah. I'm
No.
down for that.
Walk right through door.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're just walking right into the bank? Let me set the scene a little bit.
We haven't got there yet.
Yeah. I thought you were saying that you walked right through the door. My bad.
No, that is
No.
Quinby saying what their plan is.
That's true because
Oh,
that's fair.
okay.
Yeah, you would say that in a different way than Quinby would say that. So yeah, that's fair.
Quinby, how exactly are you planning to get the orb after you walk right through the door?
So Quinby kind of like rubs her hands together, and she's like, "Much plan, work many times."
Okay. do you want to share with the rest of us, or are you wanting to, be on your own for this plan?
Walk in, go behind corner, walk back out, act like you're supposed to be there. Can walk anywhere in building.
Oh, that is a good point. I do like that plan, and I agree with that logic. We need to act with confidence and act like we have a purpose, which is why I feel like finding out the guards' uniforms and replicating those would be a really big advantage for us.
Quinby pats her disguise kit that she's carrying.
Lovely. Oh, that's
In agreement.
perfect. So, can we outsource any information for, you said the guard patterns? Can we know what they look like or what their outfits are?
You'll
Is there
know
any way
what
we
the
can
what
go
the
to this
patterns
bank?
are after you guys are done casing.
Okay, so yeah, casing
It's gonna
is
take
like
some time to
in
go
the
get
sense
the
of
information.
We're gonna go in and just check it out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
sounds
I'm
good.
assuming we're going to
We're
the
not gonna
bank.
just go
Probably gonna
straight
do
in
some
and go
perception
wild.
checks and everything before we actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Look around, talk to
So-
people, see what's going on, see what the whole vibe
Yeah,
is.
we're gonna have to obviously have disguises on when we go in. That's gonna be easy for me. And then I kind of shift a little bit, just slightly. It's almost like you blink and then you miss it type of thing. And I look just slightly different enough that you can notice it's a different person, which is the perfect amount because then they won't recognize me the next time I come back.
Magic, yeah.
It is. Isn't that incredible? Just it's magical. And that is a human-sized bird standing next to me right now. Isn't the life just crazy? This world is amazing. Does everyone else have disguises available so that, we're not tied?
I do not. Wait, I do have a disguise kit, yes. But
I don't think I need it.
Oh, and why do you say that?
Well, I don't know what you guys' plan is, but I get the walk in, walk back out. But I don't know about convincing that we work there when we barely know the place.
Yeah, which is why
So
we're going in now.
We're gonna case
Yeah,
the joint.
I'm feeling like, Leo, that you might have ulterior motives for this. You might not be a team player right about now.
I'm just trying to understand. If that's what you want to think, that's fine. I'm just trying to, you know, get a good look at who I'm working with.
All right. So what would help you have a better view of who you're working with?
Just continuing to observe and let you guys talk.
All right. Any way that we can get Leo here disguised then? Are there any shops around that we could stop by?
There should be a
That's-
shop nearby. There's some shops. There are lots of shops, and just name any type of shop, and I'll give it to you.
Okay.
So this
Well,
is a
if
huge
Leo's not
city,
wanting
so
if Leo's not wanting to, wear a disguise, I think at least we can do is get him,
Change your
a
clothes.
hat or a new cloak. Yeah, something small, right?
I mean, I can wear a disguise. I just don't have one. Nor do I. Am I willing to spend the money on it?
All right.
No
well,
offense, but Leo is dressed like Rogue.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty obvious that you mean trouble if you walk through this door.
You saying my clothes are not appropriate?
Yes,
Yes.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know what kind of money you guys have, but I'm in this because I need it. I don't have the money spent on clothes right now. So if you guys want to share,
Not worry, I have extra costume. And Quinby pulls out one of her 2 costumes from her entertainer's pack.
nice. Do you want to describe what the costume looks like?
he's a clown. He's gonna
I-
be just like a clown.
I am gonna say it's probably not what Leo would normally wear.
Yeah.
I'd say yeah, it is pretty flashy. Quinby is more of like actor entertainer.
Amazing.
Um,
I'm so excited.
Think more like pop star kind of looks.
How is that gonna be less obvious than what I'm currently wearing?
Well, because if you look like you stand out there, then when we come back and we're in different outfits, it'll be a separate impression. You just
People
don't
are
want to
gonna
look like
stare.
you twice.
People stare at clothes, not at you.
True. Is there
Fair
anything that we
enough.
have that could cover, you've got scars, pretty noticeable.
I can wear a hat. I don't know.
All right, yeah. Are there any hat shops around here?
I can say that's
Yeah.
included in the costume.
Well, I wanna
Yo,
go to the
let's go.
I want to go to the store.
You can go to the store.
You just want a different type of hat. Yeah, sure, there's a hat
Yeah,
shop
I can
nearby.
export the hat that I drew on Photoshop, and you can put it over the character.
Oh my god, okay. Please.
Uh,
I can tell that Leo's probably not going to be happy with wearing this costume, which honestly,
That's
everyone
the
can kind of tell
point.
that makes me kind of happy. I am enjoying this moment.
That's the best part, making your own characters.
Is there a chance that we walk into this? Is there a hat shop nearby?
Yes, there is a hat shop called Hats, and More Hats.
Amazing.
Love it.
Okay. And I
favorite
pointed
place.
out across the road from where we are, and I say, "Look at that, Leo! Doesn't that look like the perfect shop? Hats, and more hats. Look at that. I asked and God answered. Do you want to head out to that hat
And
shop with me?
Right
You
next
make
to the.
Are you willing to pay for it?
Absolutely, I am.
All right, then I'll do it.
I do want to mention right next to the Hats, and More Hats shop, there is Rats, Bats, and Cats.
Oh, amazing.
Can I go into that
definitely
shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to go to those shops. But
Okay.
let's handle the hat interaction first. Cool.
All right.
You guys go
Would
into.
you, yeah, explain the
Yeah. So you guys walk up to the shop. It's just like any other shop, except it's just got hats all over the place. You open up the door, and you are immediately greeted by a loud, excited voice. Welcome to my hat shop! Oh wait, I just realized, was that too loud? Could you?
No,
Okay, good. Because sometimes when I'm too loud, Discord doesn't pick it up. So I'll just keep an eye on the reactive image.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Hi, very nice to see you. Oh my god, you look wonderful this evening.
Thank you. And they have this huge, like, flowing purple dress that is going from their shoulder to the floor, and it flows out, and it's waving around despite the fact that there's no wind in here. And they also have this giant, magnificent purple hat on top of it with a dark purple frill across it and a white ribbon on the top. And
Wendy, is this
standing
where you get your hats from?
and standing in front of you is, and they are, I guess I should just say, they are a human.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Welcome to my shop.
Well, hello. I am so excited to see you here. You know, I brought I'm gonna grab Leo by the shoulders here and kind of give him a little shake and say, I brought my friend here to find the perfect hat, and I trust that you will be able to help us with that journey. Yes?
Of course, hats are my passion. Anyways, what
wonderful.
type of hat
They
would
are
you
my
like?
passion as
And
well.
pulls out
Right.
tons of hats out of like the side. They throw a bowler hat towards you. They throw a baseball cap. They throw, and they don't even, baseball caps normal. You've never seen a baseball cap before. Baseball cap over at you. They throw a fedora. They throw a wide brim hat. They're like, what type of hat would you like?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they go landing on top of your head in like the circles. You know when in the cartoons when you throw a hat and it does the spinny thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
That on your head over and over. And you like rings to catch them. That'd be funny.
Perfect.
Oh well, but I'm saying that you know, we need something with a lot of personality to match. You know, Leah, wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, personality is my strongest suit. Turns around and goes to the back. And they're like,
You
I've
don't
got
make
some
suits, you
special
make
hats
hats."
back here.
Leo is incredibly overwhelmed and has still not said anything, and he's just kind of trying to recover from the fact he's been shaking around and thrown hats at him.
We're just,
just-
dragging this small man around.
He's just kind of there. This poor twink. He's just kind of there.
And you can hear a lot of rummaging and like banging around and stuff. You hear some pots and pans start smacking against each other. And they come
Very
back.
confusing for a hat maker. But
Exactly.
Okay.
They come back with the largest hat you have ever seen. It is huge, and it has flowers bursting all over the place. It looks like they are still alive even. It has vines that go drip down like a veil on the front of it. It has, and they're like, but they're like far enough apart that you can see through it still. And it is just this extravagant, huge, really ugly hat.
I'm sending a hat into the muted chat.
Well,
And they
I
present it to
think
you.
at this point I would turn to Leon and say, "Well, what are you thinking? Do you like the vibes?"
I just saw it in the muted chat. It's about that big, yes.
It's like standing on the walls of the room because it's too big for the room.
Leo kind of just looks at it, looks back at Elivor, and is like, I don't think I can carry that.
No,
that's a
Carrie.
good point.
Where?
That's a good point. And I
Oh,
turn back to the hat
fuck.
maker and I say, "Do you have anything a little smaller? We're wanting to showcase that, you know, he's fitting a big personality in a little frame." And I lean down and I pat the top of his head to remind him how small he is. And I say, "You know, we gotta get something to match, right? 'Cause at this point, how tall do you say you were? 5'9"?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a full 10 inches taller than you at this point. So I'm reaching down, you know, and kind of just patting your head a little bit. And I have the most
I
passive
love
aggressive
this because
smile
Leo
on my
is the
face.
second tallest in the group.
I will say though, because I am IRL short, like if someone's a foot taller than me, they're not like reaching down, but I do like the
The image.
Oh,
exaggeration.
yeah, it's exaggerated. It's definitely
Okay.
on purpose.
Okay.
It's
I
very
imagine
much
Leo's
a
like
full body.
slunched over too. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
shrink.
A very small hat. I see. Okay. And they turn
No,
over
not very
behind the
small.
counter.
He yells after them.
Yeah. Not
sorry.
not too small, just not too big.
Their
you know?
face
Big enough.
kind of falls for half a second, and then their eyes light up again. They're like, oh, okay.
All right.
They were very excited to
trust
show you
you, I
their very
trust
tiny hat.
As the hat person leaves, Quimby is pushing the costume into Leo's hands, like
There
put
is
this on.
another way.
There's another way.
I will say that when Quimby pulled out the costume, in my head, what transpired was a Rockstar Chica kind of
Yeah.
outfit.
Hold on, let me Google. I forgot what she
Yeah.
looks like.
I also got a look of Rockstar.
Oh, he's gonna look hot.
And no, it's glam rock Chica, not Rockstar.
Oh, glam. That's right.
Yeah, unless you just pulled out a bib and nothing else.
Rockstar is an older Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Glam rock is the new one that you're thinking of.
Yeah. I'm glad you know what I'm thinking of.
And is that the exact costume, or can I get in a description?
Yeah,
do I
describe
get
it
the
to me.
trait
I
to
wa- I
have
wanna
the
get
description?
of it.
Well, it is. Who should describe it? I guess. Should I describe it? It is Rowan's costume.
It's just a costume from
Yeah.
one of Quimby's stuff. So
What
I'd
is
say. All right, let me look up. I'll send a photo. Like I'll look up a reference and I'll send a photo eventually. But give me.
Okay. They come back with a normal size hat, and it looks incredibly normal. It is just a black bowler hat with nothing else. And they're like, oh, you will love this one.
What are you thinking? And I look over and I kind of, for a second, it almost looks like I genuinely do care about Leo's opinion. Like I'm taking this serious. I'm taking this so serious. This hat is very important to me.
I also have this one, and they also pull out a like Sherlock Holmesy sort of hat, but it is a deerstalker hat.
Amazing.
Yes, and it is also just like gray and nothing added to it.
Leo
Yeah,
kind
this
of
is
grabs
the one.
Elivor's arm, try to drag. What is Elivor's pronouns?
Yeah, he, I guess, usually.
Okay.
Oh, I
He
should add
drags him
pronouns
down.
to each of everyone's labels.
Yeah.
Can you fit
He-
that into the?
Elivor can like look any way he wants, I guess, but usually
Okay.
he looks very masculine.
Okay.
So I guess
well,
if otherwise specified, if he would look a different way, it would be.
What
Okay,
pronouns
well,
do all of your guys' characters use, real quick?
She, her for Quimby.
Okay.
Same
I'm gonna
for
say-
Gigi with she, her.
I'm gonna get fancy. He, she, it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
What about Leo?
he, him.
Okay. That's what I thought. I remember seeing...
He's just a little guy.
Yeah, just a little guy.
He's just a vibe. He feels like in my head he's I don't know. Wait, don't tell me how old he is, because in my head he's like 17 and like a skater. He's like an angry teenager.
Also,
He's not.
sorry,
He's
once-
pretty young though.
could you repeat Elvor's pronouns again? Sorry.
Oh, he, she, it.
He, she, it. That's what I thought you said, but I wanted to double check because
Yeah, you're
I
good.
would have felt bad if it was
Leo's
wrong.
like early
It doesn't really
20s.
Early 20s? Can he look like he's one
He
of those
does look
20s
young.
that gets carded all the time because he looks like a
Yes.
teenager?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's also been raised like kind of like poorly, so like that's why he acts like kind of like
He's-
a teenager.
And is he skinny?
Yes.
He's a wiry little dude.
He's
like
a little guy.
I like him a lot.
Okay, but he drags down Elivor and he just whispers, I don't think any of this is gonna hide the scars. I don't know if a hat is gonna do it.
That's a good point. And I turn to the hat person and I say, this is kind of an odd question, but is there any chance that masks or face coverings of any kind would be included in a hat shop? Do you have anything of that kind?
Hats,
Veil.
and masks.
Yeah, hats,
Hat veil.
and
Yeah, do you have a ski
Interesting.
mask or something? Maybe we could
Yeah.
get like 4 of those.
there's
That's not so cool. Leo just
What would you need a ski mask for?
no. It was a joke. It was a very
I know.
poorly timed joke. You wouldn't, the
I wouldn't
the,
understand. Okay, that's
senses
fair.
of humor are very different.
I think I've got a hat that it's more like a wedding veil, actually. But if you're looking more for something to cover up a face, you'll have to go to
No,
masks,
no,
masks,
no.
and more masks.
Wait. Go back to the wedding veil because that would work
Masks,
amazingly.
masks.
Actually, we would have to make a couple changes. But Leo here being willing, we could really use a wedding veil. Actually, that would help a lot with our purpose at the bank. So.
Wait, hold up. What? You need
I'm
this
just
for the
thinking,
thing?
no. See, babe, and I turn to Leo and I say, is this something that you're okay with me talking about? I know that you can get kind of embarrassed when you're with me, and I want to make sure. And I look at Leo in this way where I kind of stare, where I'm like, come on now. I'm trying to communicate, but I don't know if it's going through.
Like play along type of a look.
You can see Leo has like a blank face for a few seconds, right? Like he it looks like he's like Windows.exe shutting down. But then his eyes kind of change and you can see he's finally getting comfortable and more in his element, and he takes a deep breath and he's just like, look, this is kind of embarrassing. I need to go to a wedding, and it's our first date, and we were kind of trying to. I've never been to a wedding before. We were trying to understand. It's just
there's a lot of different
see the veil?
customs, a lot of different people.
Can we just see the veil?
Okay, I see.
This wedding, it's a weird thing where everyone else dresses up like they're going to be married, and then it's a fun little spin the bottle thing. It's a cultural thing.
Interesting.
They're from overseas. I don't know if you
spin the bottle. Is it like spin the bottle and whoever it lands on ends up being married with them? That's very.
Yeah. They're a very risky people, But and so we're very excited.
No, we support polyamory here. It's okay.
Well, and we're both very excited. It's an exciting thing. Anyway, we're kind of late to it though, so we're wondering if there's.
Oh my goodness! I am so sorry. Here, give me 1 second. I'll have that wedding veil out for you. Do all of you need wedding veils?
Yeah.
Leo does not speak anymore. He's just looking at Elivor because that was not what he was getting at, and he's just.
Yeah, because you were not on the same page with me. And I can slowly tell that Leo and I are not vibing.
Before you guys say whether or not you need wedding veils, they are back from the back with 5 wedding veils. They're like, I got you an extra just in case.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Can Gigi just try one on and be like, ooh?
Yeah, of course.
Quinby takes one and is just like, muzzle tough.
Can if Quinby allows, like, Gigi is now playing with like Quinby pretending to get married to like each other type of a thing. You know how little kids kind of play like that.
They're playing pretend.
Okay.
Leo just stands there. He's just so confused as to how they got so lost in translation.
All right. And for all 5 of those, that will be about 5 silver. I'm feeling very generous today.
Leo just looks at Elivor.
Wait, can I roll to a...
Oh, by the way, 10 silver turns is equal to 1 gold.
Can I try and get out of this without paying at all?
You can try, but it's gonna be hard.
Quimby
How-
steps
how
forward
hard?
and is like, "We're late. Can we return veils if no marriage?"
Okay, can you roll a not perception, a persuasion
I will
check?
absolutely roll a persuasion with my +9.
What?
First roll of the
Yes.
day, it is a 21.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Well, here's the thing. The shopkeeper is like, interesting, and considers it.
We will pay for whatever is used after.
We're trustworthy
Listen,
people.
I really
smile.
trust you guys a lot, but I
We
don't
must
think
go.
I don't think I can
Decide or
do
we will
that,
leave.
but I can lower the price a little bit. It'll be 1 silver for all 5 of them, and this is an absolutely ridiculously low price.
Deal. We will return veils if not used.
Sounds
All
good
right.
to me.
And I will return your money as well if they are not used.
And I slap a silver coin down on the counter and I nod my head with a little smile as a thank you, and I head out the door.
Fantastic. Have a good one. Make sure to come back.
Thank you.
Leo kind of runs after Elivor and is just like, "What? Thing?
Yeah, and I
What's out of there? What was that?"
Your microphone
Yeah.
keeps cutting out a little bit.
yeah.
That was so good.
Okay, it's funny because it makes me think that you're just like freaking out, and I think that's
Yeah.
and I do. I think that's funny, and he shakes his head and kind of chuckles a little bit, and he goes, "Well, originally I was just suggesting that we would be opening a bank account together because we were getting married, but then you turned it into this whole other thing, so it turned into this like disaster, and I was vibing with it, so I didn't see any reason to stop it. It's so fun that you can do random little things like that and have 0 consequences from it. Isn't that wild?"
I'm just. Sure. Leo just kind of
Alright.
decides to settle down, and he's still just like, he looks slightly offended.
Well, that being said, we might as well use the veils that we've been given, right? So I pass out the veils to everyone and we put them on. Are they, what color are they?
They are all white.
Okay, perfect.
I was going to be creative
and,
with it, but I decided not to.
Okay, no worries. And I pass them out and I say, well, at least at this point, we'll make the impression that we were talking about, right? So we don't have to carry over the wedding story. We can just tell people that we're in a cult or something and no one will ask any questions. That way, with the veils, we can look around quite a lot without anyone being able to tell where we're looking. So this actually works in our favor. No one will notice if we're staring at anything.
Okay.
Quimby turns to Gigi and is like, colored liquid, dye veils.
Ooh. What color you want? I got black. I got a slightly almost black. I got a.
Well, you also just bought a whole bunch of colored liquids from Rowan.
Well, yeah, I was also mixing them around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I would love for mine to be black, so I hand mine over and say, yes, I would love
All
that.
right, I dye it black.
Quimby has an idea and Quimby's like, funeral. We funeral.
Yes, that sounds like a great idea. So we would be talking about maybe possibly closing someone's account. And this is where I can use my deception or persuasion skills because I want to actually use this.
All right,
All
so
right, that sounds like a really good plan then, to case the joint that way.
yeah. Do you
Are
want me to
guys
dye
still
them all
gonna
black
go to
then?
cats, bats, and
Yeah,
rats?
that sounds perfect.
All right.
Wow,
I'll dye
that
'em
worked
all
out
black.
so oddly well. We really needed those dyes that you made earlier. That is so strange. All right, perfect. Well, then, I mean, this works for me.
Beautiful.
I
Yeah, let's go to
non-canonically need to go pee,
bats,
so
and-
I'll be
Oh,
right
okay.
back.
Okay. We can
Sounds
just-
good. So then
Bye.
can we
follows
stop
around,
off at an
okay?
outhouse on the street? I'm imagining this beautiful city. Well, you said we're in this crazy, beautiful steampunk city. I want to like see bits of it. Can it be nighttime now?
Yeah.
Can it be dark?
I was thinking it
Oh
was
my God.
nighttime when you guys initially
So pretty.
were
Wait,
there.
wait, can this
No, we had
can
a
this
road
city
meeting
have
in
those
the middle of the
those
day,
cool-
like lunchtime.
those cool like neon signs? Have you ever seen the steampunk buildings with neon signs that are in like? Oh man, they're just so pretty. Sorry, I'm getting distracted
I'm
now. I'm
looking it up
thinking of
now.
like bright colors. Yeah. Okay. Wait. I'll find a picture.
Yeah, do that. That would be great.
Robin, did you even post an announcement that we were starting?
Did I not?
Yeah, you did. I think I saw one of these.
Oh, I
It's not
typed
in
it
the
up and didn't
stream.
send it. Oh no.
Yeah, you talked
no.
about it. Oh no.
It's okay. The first half hour was us dicking around in a hat shot.
Yes.
Oh, here's what I was thinking. I sent it in.
Oh, I sent it. I said I'm you. I'm not going to commit identity theft. I said I'm you, Firebrick.
Yes.
Everyone go to Jessica's channel.
Yes, come to my channel. Nah, it's probably better to be in Robbin's.
So the thing I sent is more modern than what I guess we've been talking about, but if you imagine that and combined with like steampunky medieval, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I'm back.
Because
Welcome
at
back.
night it would be so bright. And then it would be a funny little think of all of us just standing on the side of the street. Maybe it's just rained, it's a little wet outside, and we're just waiting at the outside of this outhouse while Leo goes to the bathroom. We're all just imagine all of us standing there. Like we look so funny. We're such a funny cast of characters. It's just so funny.
I love how this all worked out.
Considering this is a big city, there's probably bunches of races around.
Yeah, which is fun to think about. That everyone's, doing their own thing.
Let's take a moment, talk about the world that we're in.
I misheard you for a second, though. I thought you said there's probably a bunch of racists around. I'm like, oh.
No.
You know what? When there's a lot of races, there's probably a lot of racists.
Well, actually, that's the opposite. Is usually if it's a more diverse place, then they're more accepting. So this is probably the best area that we'd see in a while if it's a big city.
I'm gonna just be straight up. There's very little racism in my world because I don't.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't like that personally.
That's a very, very good idea. So in that case, can you describe the street that we're waiting on while
Mush is back.
Leo's in the
I'm
back?
back.
I wanted to, because I know that a couple things about the world that we're in. There was just a big war that happened.
Okay, so,
So that can affect perhaps some of the way people feel in a bank.
that is fair. So the world that you guys are in, it was a couple years ago, but it recently had a really, really bad war that kind of messed up everyone's way of living for a while. In multiple ways. It did displace people and made things really bad for a lot of people who were in the war zone areas, but it was also really profitable, oddly enough, for most people. The people who were just normal people and didn't really have career plans and stuff suddenly had a military place that they could go to, and people who were blacksmiths and stuff had weapons to make. But as the war escalated, obviously war is not a good thing in general, even if there are some things that ended up being beneficial for the people as well. And so when the war ended, everyone celebrated the ending of the war, but at the same time, suddenly so many people were unemployed. So many adventurers who were working as scouts and working in the military suddenly had no jobs. And people who were making weapons all the time didn't really need to make as many weapons. They weren't supplying weapons for a military. Now they're just supplying weapons for people who care a lot about self-defense and people who want to go out and try to adventure. So the world has been economically a little bit in a fucky place. So yeah, that's the world in general. So the country that you guys are in kind of got to sidestep away from the majority of the war, but kind of funded both sides of the war. So you guys were mostly in this area. It was still bustling a whole bunch, but was mostly very factory focused. That's the factory workers were the people that ended up getting the most hurt from the war. And maybe your guys' characters aren't from this area, but that's how this area was affected. So yeah, that's kind of just some basics about it. Is there anything else? If you guys have any questions at all about the world, I know this world very well because I made it.
How big is the city that we're in? Are we talking like New York style, big?
It is about it is a pretty big city, but it's not like
And the
New
bank
York
is
size.
in this city?
Sorry, what?
The bank is in this city?
Yes, it's in the city.
Oh, pretty. Okay. And it's nighttime, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the bank's not even going to be open right now. So, is there a hotel or anything around here? I'd love to see.
Yeah, there should be like some taverns and inns and stuff that you guys could stay in.
Oh, okay, yes. Can we look for one of those?
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, you guys roam about and end up finding a nice little tavern to just vibe in. You guys. How much should I describe this tavern? This tavern is. Oh, I had a name for this tavern too. Where did I write it down? It's in a notebook somewhere. Oh no, I don't know where that notebook is. But the you guys missed the name of the tavern just because I would need to dig through stuff in order to find the name, because it has a very specific name that it needs to be. Anyways,
maybe the sign fell off on the
yeah, the sign is having issues. Yeah, there was a big party the other night, and the sign just got wrecked from people coming in and out. And you guys walk in and see two dwarves that are having an arm wrestle with each other, a tiefling and a half elf in the other corner playing some cards against each other. And on the at the counter is a very large, hearty man who welcomes you in with a loud, booming voice, saying, "Welcome, welcome to my tavern."
Are the tiefling and the half-elf that are playing cards, are they betting while they're playing cards?
Yes, they are betting while they're playing cards. It appears that the bets are very low stakes, just a couple of copper, but still.
Eh.
Well, I'm willing to take a drink or two before the end of the night, and I don't look tired in the slightest. So, with that, I look over and just to annoy Leo a little bit more, I kind of smile and pat him on the shoulder a bit before taking off from the group and heading towards the bar.
It just stares blankly. It just whispers to yourself, "What is with this guy?"
Oh, and I guess I should describe the tavern a little bit more. But so behind the bar are shelves that are filled with different types of alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. There also is a bowl on one shelf in between some alcohol, and it appears to be empty. There is also a mirror behind one part of the bar as well. Let me think. There's also like an oven, like a pizza oven sort of thing that is kind of in the wall.
Ooh.
It's very much and the whole bar in general has a very brick and mortar sort of like homey
Good to
feel
know.
to
Okay,
it.
I'm very interested. And who's behind the bar? Who's the bartender?
Hi, what can I get you? And my name is Sean Sawyer.
Sean McLaughlin?
Yo!
Oh. Okay. And
I do have a
what
pick
does
route
this
for
guy
this
look like?
character. I'm gonna send it into
Okay, cool.
the
Let's see.
muted chat because I love this character so much.
I'm just gonna say Gigi's eyeing the tiefling and the halfling playing cards.
Okay.
You want to go over there with Quinby? Quinby will be down for that.
So we look at each other. I give a nod like, yeah.
I love the tavern keep.
He's so
Oh, it's cute.
wholesome.
Yes.
Got a little
Yes.
flower crown and everything.
Yeah. What can I get you? I can get you some any number of bakery sort of things. A bakery thing. I'm sure bakers say that bakery sort of things. I can get you a drink. I can get you some bread. I've got a killer garlic bread recipe. Let me tell you. But I also have plenty of whiskey, plenty of rum, whatever you want.
Well, definitely, and I look up. Is there a menu of some kind, perhaps written in some funky language?
They are the menu. There is not a written down menu anywhere. But I actually, you know
No, they are the menu.
what? Please do not flirt. Do not fuck this lovable tavern boy, please. This is
So funny.
You don't have to. You can do it if you want. You can try, but this is
You know,
Like this,
yeah, it's okay.
This
You're
is my
begging me not
self-insert.
to.
Please
no,
do
it's not my
Yeah,
self-insert.
not
It's
good.
just I love them so much, and I don't want to have to flirt as
That's
them.
understandable. That's understandable. You know what? I respect that. And so I nod and I say, yeah, you know what? That garlic bread sounds pretty good, and I'll take a rum as well. And I settle myself into the bar right here and kind of watch as the tavern keep moves.
Nice. Coming right up. And he starts, he pulls out a chunk of dough that it looks like he had just on the counter behind him. And his hands, you do notice, are covered in little bits of sticky dough that's stuck to it. And their hands. And he starts rolling out the dough a whole bunch. And then plops it in a container and then grabs a bottle off the top and was like, this one's a nice year, and pulls it out, pours it into a drink and hands it to you. And then continues to work on the dough. What?
Thank you. I say thank you. And I also, I'm going to turn around at this point and look for where Leo is at the tavern.
Okay. Let's move over to the card game situation. Alright.
Are we going to join in the card game, Gigi?
I look and I pull out like 3 of the colored bottles that I hadn't mixed. I have like a green one, I have a yellow one, and I have a red one. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need your help on this, because what if we say that these colored liquids give them like emotions and stuff, makes them feel stuff, because I don't have much
Antidepressants.
money. Yeah.
Sorry, just quick pause though. I did realize we are like an hour and 40 minutes in. I do not think that we're going to be able to do this entire campaign today at this rate. So, would you guys be open for continuing this at a future point? We can. I'm not stopping it right now. I just want to double check.
Let's spend today for the prep and the general getting RP out of the way.
And I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun.
So. Okay, cool.
Robbin, I'll be honest, I was not expecting this to be a one-day one-shot. It never happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyway,
so I'm talking to Quimby, being like, yeah, let's try and sell off these liquids to them.
Quimby's like, counter? We join game? We up the stakes.
Exactly.
Bet with the potions.
Exactly. You're reading my mind here.
So yeah, I guess that means Quimby and Gigi are going to try and join the game.
Okay.
With our special potions that are absolutely worth betting on.
All right. Yeah, you guys walk up to the tiefling and human. It was a human, right? Yeah, it was human.
I thought you said halfling.
Half elf?
Oh, half elf.
Shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tiefling and half elf.
Tiefling and half elf. I need to write that down. I don't know why I didn't write that down. Yeah, you walk up to the tiefling and half elf, and chat. If you guys want to give them names, feel free to shoot some names in the chat real quick. And if you get names in your guys' chats, whoever is streaming, please let me know. But yeah, you guys walk up to them. And they're like, welcome to our game, says the half elf. Would you like to join? I am absolutely trouncing this dude. And the tiefling is a lot more sober and a lot more annoyed by that. And they're like, you're doing all right. Welcome. If you want to join, you're welcome to.
Can I give a look to Quimby and be like, do you want to do the talking, or should I?
Quimby, I guess, can kind of shrug and just go, whichever. And then they step forward and go.
Go for it, yeah. That was like my cue. Like, here's it. Go. Okay.
They step forward and go, "Ooh, what game? I would like to play. I have money."
We're playing Go Fish, and I'm losing.
Oh, I rock at Go Fish.
I am.
Let's
I
do
am going
this.
to. They are canonically playing Go Fish. I do want that.
Yeah,
That was the first game that came to mind. So you know what? That's what's going on.
They're betting on Go Fish.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Hardcore gambling on Go Fish. And
Quinby's like, "Game of Go Fish? We have something to fish for."
I see.
I pull out the red colored liquid bottle.
Ah,
Here.
yes, more drinks, yes!
No. This ain't just your regular drink though. This right here is a little something special.
Ooh, even better! And the
we'd
tiefling is
be-
just kind of like,
we'd be willing to up the ante a little bit, throw this into the pie, if you know what I mean.
The tiefling kind of chuckles to themselves, and but the half elf is like, yes! Yes, more beer!
No, you gotta be careful with this stuff, okay? This is highly dangerous. But not too dangerous.
I have quite the tolerance. Believe you me, I have had one drink here, and I am totally fine.
And so I guess I sit down. I'll sit down next to the, what was it, halfling?
Half elf.
Half elf, okay.
Halfling is like a
And-
hobbit person. Half elf is half
I
elf,
know.
half. Well, this half
I
elf is half elf, half human.
I couldn't remember initially, so then I'd been calling it half elf, and now I'm like, it's half elf. Now I'm confused, but that's okay. I sit down next to that half elf, and I put the potion into the pot. Deal me in, kids.
All right, and then they deal out. Are you also joining, Quinby?
Yes, Quinby is joining.
Okay. They grab all the cards and start dealing you guys out money each. I mean, not money, cards each. All right,
Ooh,
let's
yay,
hop
free
over to
money.
Leo. What are you doing, Leo?
Sorry, I'm still slowly falling asleep because of my mouth. I'm here.
You're good.
Leo kind of
So
just
is Leo
wanders
tired?
around. Leo is canonically tired. Leo
Okay.
kind of just wanders around and decides to like kind of say, "Is there like a free table?"
Yeah,
somewhere?"
there are. This seems like a lot slower of a night than normal, and there are plenty of free tables.
Okay, well then he just sits on his own and pulls out his own deck of cards, but just to entertain himself, just playing on his own, shuffling through them.
Okay, as you're you start playing with your deck of cards, like solitaire or whatever type of
No,
game.
he's just shuffling them.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. You're just shuffling it for a while, just thinking about the situation. I guess I can't control what you think, but
He is thinking about it. You could control it. You're God. Go for it.
that's fair. Yeah, I guess you start thinking about the situation. You start thinking about.
Economy is not real. You can do whatever you want. You're God.
I guess, yeah, I could be just intruding on your thoughts, but I'd imagine you would be thinking about like the situation that you've been put in and what has all led to you being here in this place where you have to do this. And as you're just deep in thought, just spacing out, well, Elvor, what do? You see Leo as you turned around to look for Leo. You see them just shuffling their cards and just tuning out completely.
Yeah, so I can tell that he's been kind of tired, and I've given him a lot of crap today, and I'm feeling kind of happy at this point because I love traveling. This is my whole job. I never stay in one place for too long, so I love seeing new places. I'm right at home. One of my things or whatever, it says I'm a folk hero, so I fit in with the common folk. So I'm
Nice.
just chilling with the common folk, and I'm having a fun time. And so I'm in good spirits at this point. I've had enough games today. So I I kind of nod my head over and stare at him for a bit until he notices that I'm looking, and then kind of wave him over to where I am, and sort of gesture to my drink with like a little like, "Do you want one?" type of thing, and just sort of wait.
What do you do, Leo?
Kind of just shrugs, but still stands up and goes over and sits next to him. Without saying anything, he doesn't talk much.
At this point, I'm sort of just swirling around my cup, kind of look at him for a second, seeing if he's gonna do anything. And when he doesn't say anything, I wave over the tavern, keep the bartender myself.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yes. What would you like?
Hey, do you think that you can get me another one of these for my friend here?
Oh, absolutely. You are old enough to drink, right?
And I sort of laugh a little
In
bit
this
and kind of
medieval
look
world,
over
is the
under my.
drinking age still 20?
That's amazing. Yes.
It's 16.
Like, you know, you reach adulthood at like 14, but
16? He thought he was younger than 16?
Amazing.
Well, you were joking before
must get
about
that a
them
lot,
getting
which is
carded,
funny.
but
Yeah,
still being 20.
You must get that a lot, which I think is funny. Because especially if this kid's got scars on him and he like looks really young. That's such a funny combination.
Yeah.
I know, I like it. It's sweet.
I don't know. I mean,
For
it's probably
once.
not completely insane in this sort of world where a war just happened. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe your village
absolutely.
got raided.
No, it's a fun little like contradiction that makes him look super edgy but also believable. Because then it's like, oh wow, you actually have been through some shit.
Yeah. And
for once, Leo kind of just half smiles and kind of laughs to himself and nods at the barkeep.
all right, and then they pour you rum. You wanted this, right?
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. On the house for both of y'all.
Thank you so much. And I give kind of I have that sweet smile that makes me look like I'm, like you can trust me. That you
Yeah.
can tell me anything. So I've spent many hours behind, sitting here at the bar, getting the bartenders to talk to me about their problems. That kind of look.
Yeah.
So I give him a smile, like, thank you so much. Like, that happens all the time that I get drinks for free. So I'm like, thanks, thank you. And then I kind of look back over at Leo and I go, does that happen a lot? With, getting carded and everything?
Kind of. I don't really hang out these types of places usually, but yeah, I do get that questions whenever I do end up here.
And there's an abrupt cheering from across the room as the two dwarves one of them has beat the other, and you guys didn't even notice, but a couple of kobolds had come in and started surrounding the battle that had gone on, and they start cheering. Anyways, continue.
No, and I kind of, we both look over there, obviously something's happening, and I smile to myself and I go, oh, well, you should definitely come here more often. These types of atmospheres are my favorite part about traveling and seeing the world. You can go and see the 7 wonders of the world or the 12 wonders of this universe and island or wherever we are. But it doesn't quite hit the same as being able to see these moments. It's seeing how people actually live underneath all of that. I think that's very special.
Leo stays quiet for a bit. And for a bit too long, but then finally talks again. So what's in this for you? You've been acting like this is just your everyday life, but also like this is the best time of your life. What's in it for you?
Ah, you've got that exactly right. This is my everyday life, and it is the best. I enjoy the things I do, and I do this for work, and I make a lot of money, and I could stop doing it, but why would I? It's fun. At this point, I've seen too much of the world to know that I'll never see enough of it. I can't settle down. Not now. I've got to see as much as I can before I go.
How old are you?
And Oliver kind of smiles to himself and nods and takes a drink.
A half elf, so quite a lot older.
Popping back over
it doesn't
to the car.
show, right?
No.
Okay, so I'm not being stupid for that.
No.
popping back over to the card game, and it appears that the tiefling has finally won a game of Go Fish, including against you guys.
Hold up, we didn't even get to like do a roll.
Okay, well, the thing is, Go Fish is completely random.
Yeah.
You start losing. I'm gonna roll sleight of hand.
Okay. If you want to
Okay.
cheat, you can try, yes.
Of course. Why else would we join this freaking game? Never mind.
Well, what did
I
you
nat
get?
oned.
Because you tried to do it.
Yep, I nat one.
That
Oh,
one?
no.
Oh my good. All
Do
right.
they tell that you're cheating then?
Probably, if I nat one.
So I guess so anyone who is new to D&D in the chat, basically if you nat 1, that is almost always a complete failure, and if you nat 20, that is almost always a complete success. And
And not only is it a complete failure, it's normally a disaster. 'Cause
Yes.
If I got a 2,
It's-
I would have failed, but I probably still could have played it off.
it's usually like, yeah, it can be detrimental and stuff. So something bad happens as well. So you know what? How I like to do my nat 1s as well, if someone is not new to D&D, what I'll do is I'll give you the choice. How do you
Okay.
fuck this up?
Okay. So, we're playing freaking Go Fish. We're hyping up all of the stuff that we have on the table, which is the potion. Quote, potion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we probably got them to throw more coins onto the pot because we're like, this is worth more than a few coppers. You gotta match us in what we're bidding.
Yeah, I rolled for it. They do. They just not a lot, but just a couple more copper.
And I'll say, so Quinby is like realizing that we're losing to this tiefling, and decides to try and sneak a couple cards, from either in or out of their deck. I forgot how to play Go Fish.
Go Fish, you
And-
draw, each person draws a card, and then you have to have, like, with, like, playing cards, you have to get 4 of a kind. This deck is specific, just 2 of each, and you just ask, does anyone have this number? And then whoever had, the first person to have that number, sort of clue style, you take a card from them. So, yeah. I guess, if...
You might be able to cheat just by like looking at their
Okay.
deck or something.
Here's what I'm gonna say. As Quinby is doing that, she reaches across the table and accidentally knocks over the little vial onto the ground.
Oh.
And it shatters. And not only that, but at the same time she drops her deck and shows that she's been sneaking cards.
Oh no.
Hey, wait a second. I could have sworn I had that card. Ugh. No, you just
well-
say that all the time. But no, I'm fairly certain that I had that card.
Well, it doesn't matter because we can't win, we can't lose. There's oops.
I'm sorry? What? You can't win, you can't lose?
What my dear colleague here is trying to say is the vial is shattered, and I think that means that this is a mute game. You know, what we put in is no longer a valid currency.
Quinby's like nodding fervently. She just goes, mute game.
I am gonna say, because you did knock it over, I'm just gonna add a little bit to it, and it spilled on the tiefling's clothes.
Okay. Probably all over the table too.
Yeah,
Ruined
yeah.
your deck of cards.
Yeah, and they're just like,
Um,
well, just
Gigi, Or
great.
Jessica, do make a note of that you have one less bottle now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got more bottles. You could just throw one of those in as well.
Technically, they don't know I have. Oh wait, did I show them all 3, or did I show them just
No,
one?
I think you just showed them the red one.
Yeah, I just showed them
Oh,
the red one.
never mind. They don't say that. Well,
We
if
did
you-
we're in the tiefling's clothes, so I imagine he's very angry.
yeah. Listen. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you're supposed to royally fuck this up.
Yeah.
Robin can't
Bar
be mean.
fight, bar fight.
Yeah, bar fight. The team
It's
is
so
angry.
funny that Robin
Being
can't be
grumpy.
mean.
Listen.
I gave you so much like
Yeah.
ammunition when you told me to decide how I fucked this up, and
Listen. you just ruined my clothes. You just ruined my cards. My friend over there was gonna lose so I could actually get money and your garbage liquids. What the hell is the deal with you guys? And Sean just pipes up from the other side. Hey, could you guys like pipe it down a little bit? And the tiefling's like, oh, listen. You need to pay for these clothes, and you need to pay for these cards, and on top of that, you're going to give us the value equivalent in copper.
So I'm going to cast Friends on the tiefling, which is a cantrip, so it doesn't take anything.
Mm-hmm.
It lasts 1 minute, and I have advantage on all charisma checks towards them. So I am going to try and calm him down, and I'm going to use my persuasion, and I'm going to be like, no, it wash out. Cards will dry. Everything fine. Just calm down. I step outside, I get you towel.
Okay, roll against. Try to.
I'm gonna roll persuasion to try and calm him down and let me walk outside.
Oh, they rolled pretty good against it, so.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Okay, but you have advantage. So is that with both rolls?
Oh yeah, right. I literally cast this cantrip and then forgot. Okay, 26.
Okay, yeah, the 26 is gonna do it. So they're like, oh, listen, these were just very special clothes that I got. Like they were family heirlooms. So yeah, let's just go clean this off and stuff. Let's get a towel.
Quinby keeps nodding, and they're like pushing him down in the sea. I go get towel. You stay. I go get towel. And they dash out the door.
Okay.
Never to be seen for again.
Yes, after a minute.
The campaign.
After a minute, Friends wears off, and
Yeah.
he is now hostile towards me. So I am not returning.
Oh goodness, are you just gonna sleep in the street tonight? I guess you could try to find another hotel or something.
Yeah. Like, it's not new to Quinby. This is what they do. But yeah, Quinby's not returning. And he will know once a minute wears off.
Yeah, okay. And they're just sitting there like, this is stupid to themselves for a bit.
How about I go help Quimby out? You know, I'll be back.
All right, yeah.
I dash out too because I'm like, I probably don't want to be here.
Elvor and Leo, you guys notice Gigi and Quimby. You guys just noticed that tail end of that because you guys were talking. Well, those two things.
They probably noticed when the bartender was like, "You should quiet down."
Yeah. So what are you guys doing?
Well, this is a great start.
Over again. Sorry, I didn't realize that we swapped over fully. I thought we'd just mention it.
Yeah,
sorry. No. I'm looking through my character sheet right now.
Oh, you're good, no worries.
Well, at this point, you seem pretty tired. I looked over at Leo and I gestured towards the wooden stairs, the corner that would go up to what I presume were the rooms in the upstairs. And I say, did you want to get maybe, settled down for the night? It seems like you had maybe a long day. Or maybe you're always like this, I don't know.
Leo kind of half smiles. You trying to get rid of me?
And I kind of smile back and I shrug and I take another sip of my drink and I say, yeah, maybe I would enjoy this space a little better without you.
Leo kind of chuckles a little bit. And stands up, raises his hands, kind of like, all right. I can tell when I'm not wanted. Kind of dramatically looks around.
I roll my eyes and I say, okay. I was just trying to look out for you, so I'm not sure why you're upset at me. Was I right or was I wrong? You seem tired.
Oh, you care about me?
And I roll my eyes again and I say, okay, well, clearly you're not taking this seriously. I want this mission to go well. And since obviously you weren't super on board with the decisions today, I want to make sure that you're in high spirits tomorrow.
Well, this is more so my natural state, but also figuring out who I was working with kind of took most of my energy. So, yeah, I am
can
tired.
understand that.
Damn, you guys are just roasting each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. At this point, I feel I stretch out. I think at this point I've had a couple drinks. There's probably 2 glasses or so in front of me.
Sean
Uh,
kind of meanders over to you and it's like, here's that garlic bread you ordered earlier.
Oh,
and I made extra
yes!
for both of you.
Finally! Woo! And I look over at Leo and I raise my eyebrows and I say, "So, are you too busy for garlic bread? You still wanna head home?"
Oh, now you want me again? He says that, but he sits back down.
And I roll over and I send one of the plates of garlic bread down to him.
We
I
all
take a
back
bite and
towards
it's
the
like the
exit.
best freaking garlic bread I've ever had in my life.
You're making me hungry.
Same. I'm also getting really hungry for garlic bread now, and I'm the one who made the garlic bread come into existence.
How dare you?
Nick kind of looks back towards the exit as he also eats the absolutely, I guess, the best garlic bread in the world. Kind of nods towards it and is like, "Do you know where they went?"
And I shrug my shoulders and I go, I don't know. I've worked with quite a few people in my time, and I've learned that most of the time they just come back eventually.
You've
And
never
around
answered
this
earlier.
time, the tiefling is like, "Hey, wait a second!" and is very loudly and starts rushing
Oh,
towards
boy.
the door. Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. At that point, I would turn and I'd go, well, there you go. That answers your question. We'll probably be hearing from them in a bit. And I stretch and I go, well, I don't know about you, but I think that does it for me tonight, and I'm gonna head in. And I walk over towards
Wait, you need a
where
key.
the tavern keep is
Okay,
now.
yeah.
And I say, hey, do you mind giving me a key to one of the rooms for the night?
For sure. The only thing is, you walked in with 4 people, right? I've only got 2 rooms available.
Oh, okay. Well,
But they-
I look over and I yeah, fanfiction time. And I look over and I point at Leo and I go, okay, well, that guy right there is my bunkmate, so don't worry about that.
Yo, we got some fucking.
Don't worry, there's
bunks.
bunk beds. There's bunk beds.
And they were
Let's-
roommates.
They were
They
roommates.
were roommates.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, and hands you over a key. This one goes to the one, you go up the stairs, and it's the 3rd on the right.
Perfect, thank you. And I go upstairs and put it in the 3rd to the right door.
And
Head inside.
yeah, the room is a very lovely room. It has very similar vibes to the rest of the place, where it's just very like nice and homey, and it has like a little hearth inside it as well, so you can heat it up if you would like. And yeah, across the room are bunk beds, and they are very nice bunk beds. There's plenty of space between the ceiling and the top bunk as well. So.
Okay, good. Are they long? I'm
Yes.
assuming that they're
They're
made
like-
to fit any kind of creature.
They're like like California King. Very big, very big.
Oh wow.
Yes.
California King bunk beds
Yes.
in a
Jeez,
tavern with magical
That's like the
creatures?
entire room.
No, it's a
Alright.
big room. It's a big room.
It's a
Alright.
And
two-story
it
room,
actually does
basically.
occur to you that this
No,
room
I
is a
like
lot bigger on the inside than it appeared to be.
Interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, I swipe up the top bunk before Leo can do anything, and I tuck myself into bed and peacefully go to sleep.
Nice. Does Leo know that they're sharing a room with you?
Nope,
I guess
they can figure that out. for
Sean
themselves.
probably would go up to Leo and be like, all right, yeah, they took the keys, so whenever you want to go
Just
up,
like-
it's the 3rd on the right.
I have a roommate.
I have a question,
Yes.
Robbin. Does the tavern have like a back door at all?
Yeah, you know what? It does. It does. All right, yeah, so let's
Alright.
cut to you guys. You guys run outside. What are you guys doing?
So, Quimby, do we want to just, sleep here for the night? I figure we could, back door, be like, hey, psst, we get a room, or you want to try and find someplace else and stay up late?
Sleep is good.
All right. Well,
True,
let's-
bestie.
True.
All right. Then I say that Gigi will start making her way around to the back door of the tavern to try and elude the very angry tiefling.
Yeah.
And-
At that point, the tiefling hadn't come out the door yet, so. The front
Yeah,
door.
but still trying to like cover
Yeah.
tracks so that if they do really try to come looking for us, they don't.
Yeah. So you open up, you guys sneak around, and it's pretty easy to get to the back door. It seems like it's like a whole other entrance and is pretty visible to everywhere else. And you guys, as you guys sneak through the back door, you watch the tiefling. You hear the tiefling shout. Wait, no. You watch the tiefling as they're out in the front area. They just barely opened up the door, and yeah. I guess, no, this doesn't make sense time-wise because...
They're, like, angrily looking back and forth for us, and...
Yeah, they just came back in from the front area, because that would make sense.
Oh, they just came back in?
Yes, because if they had just barely left, then that means Elvor and Leo would have seen you guys, so... Sorry,
Okay.
time-wise, yes. So yeah, they
So then
just
can I-
barely came back in.
And then is this near where Sean? His name's Sean, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's like the layout of it. The bar is like sort of in the middle, and it has two sides to it, each facing each direction of the doors and stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So then where are are the stairs up? Because there's stairs to get to the rooms,
The
right?
stairs
Or
are
is, like-
very much by the front entrance to get up
Okay.
to the room. So you would be caught if you just tried to sneak up there.
Oh boy.
Quimby waves Sean over. And it's like, we're friends. Where friends
Oh,
go?
to Sean? Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, Leo, are you still here? You haven't left yet, right?
Yeah, no, he's still sitting at the table, kind of half awake.
Okay, so friend. Where friend go?
Leo's right
Sorry,
there,
I just
and
smacked my mic, like smacked it.
I didn't hear it
I
at all,
was
so
like,
you're good.
Oh, that's good because I
Yeah.
like fully.
But Quimby is just asking where Elevor went.
Yeah, and Sean explains what happened, that they went upstairs. And it's like, oh, and also, so I should let you guys know there are only 2 rooms that are available. One of them was taken by your friend over there. And there's only one other room left. It has bunk beds, so there's 2 beds, so you guys would be fine. Or, like, would not have to stay in the same bed, unless you wanted to. I mean, I'm not judging, but, yeah. Can I get you guys
Kinda looks
anything?
Quimby
You want any garlic bread?
Hello.
You want some garlic bread?
I really like making garlic bread, and I made way too much.
I really want to make garlic bread now.
Same.
hungry.
Wait, is this
Um,
in-game or IRL?
IRL, I
IRL.
want garlic bread.
Okay.
The moment we're done streaming, I'm gonna go make garlic bread.
Can I request that the end of the night be the stopping
Absolutely.
place?
That's what I'm
Yes.
thinking. It's kind of winding down.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. I know we were planning on doing the casing today, but we can do that.
No,
next
that's
time.
okay. I think that's a good.
If you guys are
Yeah.
fine with
We
having
had to get
multiple
used to
parts.
role playing together first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like this was good to have this session
was
of
fun.
just vibing, getting to know each other. So
Quimby over to Gigi and like kind of getting confirmation, looks back to Sean and nods. We take
Yeah.
other.
Gigi's just nodding.
all right, sweet. Here's the key, and hands it in between the 2 of you.
Which room is it? Does he say?
Well, so do you ask him or? Because he's just gonna tell you once you grab the key. It doesn't matter, I guess, the order. But
yeah.
I was planning on just telling you once you grab the key.
We get the key.
Yeah, you grab
It
the.
was
I didn't know.
after an awkward pause.
Yeah.
Gigi slowly does one of those like anime like slow hand moving, and then grabs the key, and then it's like nothing happened.
Yeah. Okay. So once you go up the stairs over there, it's going to be the second one to the left.
Awesome.
And now, just to confirm, the stairs are on the other side of the room.
Yes.
And there's no way to get
Quinby
to
nods and immediately turns around and goes right back out the back door.
Gigi
okay, bye.
thinks for a second and then follows.
You guys are gonna return the key, right?
Gigi shoots back a thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
Quinby's gonna climb
Little wink.
to the room.
Okay, gotcha. All right, sweet.
Gigi follows suit.
Or at least try, because I believe climbing is athletics, and I don't have a good athletics, but
He falls back down.
we'll give it a shot. It's an 18.
Why?
All right,
Why?
yeah. You climb up just fine. What about you, Gigi?
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
But
What are
that's
you doing?
athletics, that's plus strength.
Athletics. I rolled a 7 minus 1 is 6.
So you start climbing up a little bit, lose grip, and then fall down on your back. Yeah, none of your glass things are broken though, so you're good.
That's
They're
And
pretty well padded, considering you're an alchemist and do this a lot.
Yeah.
yeah,
That is a
And-
question I have, but for later, because I don't have alchemist supplies on me, which I think is weird, but we'll get to that later.
I'm just gonna say you do, if that's
Did
okay.
you
Okay.
not get a pack in your background?
Yeah.
I got the
Hello,
I was able to
welcome,
choose the
Team
Dungeoneer's
Team
pack,
Booba.
and I got
Thank you for
Thieves Tool,
joining.
and I think it's because it's a subclass for
Mm.
Artificer, which is why I don't have it. But I think if my person's level 5, I
Yeah,
think
I'd
at some
imagine
point
you
they
would
would have
have-
gotten.
You would have this stuff, honestly.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay.
Cool.
But once you fall back down on the ground, you hear a little bit of scurrying to your left.
Oh,
Yes.
can I check that out?
Yeah. Are you just gonna
When-
just turn and go look for it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any? I guess Quinby. I guess it's up to you whether you react or not. But yeah.
Quinby's kind of like watching from the window because like she got up there. Like
Yeah. You just watch Gigi fall down and then start turning the other direction in the alleyway. And yeah, so you start walking over there, and you see more scurrying as it goes deeper into a different alleyway.
Oh jeez, can I like try and see what sort of creature, like if it's a
Yeah.
big creature,
Make
small
a
creature?
perception.
Okay, perception.
I guess whether it's a big creature or a small creature, I would just give you. But if you want to know general information about them,
I want to know some as specifics as I can get with
Okay.
perception is 21.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
I know everything about this thing.
yeah. So as they duck into the other alley, the light sort of glints off their face, and you can see a rat face from this humanoid-sized person as they duck into the alleyway, and they have a scar across the left side of their face.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Gigi's gonna be like, "Hello, is someone there? You want to chat?"
There's no response.
We're gonna. This is probably not smart, but I'm a curious cat, and we're gonna walk into the alley to follow the rat thing.
Okay.
as Gigi starts to walk away, Quinby from the window seeing this kind of Quinby repeats what Gigi just said, which is also in Gigi's voice, to be clear. Hello? Is someone there? Do you want to chat? And then they kind of like Quinby has no idea whether to follow or not.
Once Gigi is out of sight, is there anything that you want to do right away, or? Okay, so I'll just continue.
I'm going
on.
to
Oh,
cast message,
okay.
which allows me to point my finger towards the creature within range, which is 120 feet, so I think we're fine.
Do you need to be able to see them?
Nope.
Okay.
It just can't go through solid objects, but like... Oh, it can't go through certain solid objects. So I think we're fine, as long as I'm just, like, pointing, and they're still in the street. And I'm going to message to Gigi, where are you going? And you can reply as well.
As you
G-
hear, "Where are you going?" you suddenly feel something from behind you, or you hear something slump right behind you.
There was a noise, and I think I'm in trouble now. Mistakes were made.
Quimby is out the window.
You see a glint of
And-
metal point towards you, and
Who,
But-
me or?
yes, you, Gigi.
Okay.
And they
Okay,
say,
just making sure.
"Tell Sean it's happening tomorrow. He needs to leave." And then they disappear.
Oh.
They just run off and disappear into the shadows.
Tell Sean it's happening tomorrow. He needs to leave. I repeat to Quimby as she approaches.
What?
There was a metal thing, and that was
It was
what
a
he
sword that was
said.
pointed at you.
A
Sorry.
sword.
The glint of metal
I-
was a sword.
I that's what I thought, but I didn't want to like assume or anything. So
Mhm.
that was a big scary man. I think he was kind of rat like. I think we need to tell Sean. But
Bum bum bum. Okay, that's gonna be it for
Yeah, that
tonight.
seems like a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. This was really fun for my first ever like actual serious D&D session. This was really fun.
Yeah, and I hope it didn't seem like too serious or anything either.
No. But like it was just like
Oh,
actually taking
yeah.
it seriously. It was fun. I really.
We were going to get married. How is
That's
that
true.
serious?
That is very true. You guys were going to get married, so
This was really cool. Thank you.
yeah, I'm glad you guys
I
had
was so
fun, and we
excited
can.
to actually do the bank heist. Oh, this is.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
loving
gonna
the
be fun.
characters. I really
the
feel
world
like I
building
should
is
have
fun.
swapped Elivor's and Leo's expressions, cause
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I'll have. I'm gonna bring fan art for next time. I think. Hopefully, I'll remember.
Ooh.
it was just like, okay, Elivor, the description I got was neutral. Leo, the description I got
Oh
was
yeah.
kind of an asshole. Smug. I was like, okay, I'll draw that, and now
See,
you guys
the
are, like,
thing is-
completely swapped.
The thing is, I'm sorry if it wasn't clear. Leo is just not very good at like getting to know people and trusting people. So like most of the start is just him being quiet and watching them. I think he
Yeah.
showed a little bit more of
It'll
himself
happen.
just talking to Elivor. It'll happen. He will be annoying. Don't worry.
I really
Maybe when you're
I
not dead tired, like.
have to say I love all of your guys' characters so much. They are so diverse and different, and I just it's immaculate flavor. That sounded weird. I didn't mean it that way, but
You're eating
if
them.
If that's the case, then I'm gonna head to take a nap. But,
Okay.
Me too. I am perishing.
yeah,
thank you, though.
definitely.
This was so much fun.
Yeah,
I'm
we
excited
should,
to play
uh,
again soon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's definitely schedule another time to continue this because this is
Yes.
so much fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Alright,
Have a
bye,
good one, y'all.
guys.
Bye.
Thanks to everyone watching.
Yeah, thank you to
Yeah.
everyone who's watching. I feel like playing. I'm not tired at all, which is odd. I feel like playing a game. Are you guys playing any games?
I'd be down if we want to do Civ.
Yeah. Are you up for Civs, Jessica?
I just
Um,
can we have like a hour break to get some
Yes.
food?
Yeah,
Yes.
that might
Oh,
be
that's true.
what
I do need
just
to
a
get.
break.
I absolutely need to get some garlic bread in my system.
Yes.
And then like because I know Zach, I don't know if Zach has Civ, but maybe we can see if he wants to play too.
Well, I was thinking we would just finish up our current.
Oh. That is also true. That is
Yeah.
also true.
That's
and
what I was
then-
thinking, because I was like, it's us three. It's the same people that we play with on Thursdays. Like,
Yeah, if we just do finish it, we could probably honestly finish that game today. So
since
that's
it's not 10 p.m.
exactly. Yeah, we could just play today and then just yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Thank
That's
you
a good
Pumbaa,
call,
for
DM.
joining. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys have been fantastic. Thank you guys so much. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
See you.
Bye.
All right. Bye guys.
Thank you guys so much in chat. This was so much fun. If you haven't joined already, here is the link for the Discord. It is an absolute blast. It's so fun over there. So be sure to check it out. And Yeah, and yeah, that's a good call. The garlic bread is amazing. Yeah, garlic bread's always amazing. So we'll probably pop back in here in like an hour, just to get an hour break from from that, because that was fun. It is also exhausting to play D&D, as fun it is as it is. You know, just social interaction. You know how it is, but exhausting is the wrong word. But yeah, we're gonna be playing again in a bit, so definitely show up for that. That's gonna be great. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining, and have a good one, everyone. Talk to you guys later. Bye.